Here as we enter the drafting phase for game number 1, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A55, A35 5G. Along with that are the Jushin as well as the chip bands. We did see with both of these heroes banned that Alter Ego favorite picking up the Edith. Nino did perform not too bad on the Edith. He seemed comfortable on the Edith, so maybe that's the direction that we could be expecting in the first pick for Alter Ego.
Remember though, the Ling and the Fanny are also so far left up for grabs, and Alter Ego know it. That's why they're actually going to ban out the Herod. They want to go for the Ling or the Fanny. It depends on what EVOS want to give out. And for EVOS, it's going to be tough, because if they trade out the Ling for the Fanny, I don't think it's going to be worth it even then. And if they ban either one, then Alter Ego will be very happy to take it away from them. And Annabelle's performance was kind of shaky on that Fanny yesterday.
And remember, there's a Roger as well, right? That is still up and available. And I think EVO's Glory here, the right approach is just let go all three, ban another hero out, and remember, they can grab 2 heroes here. So I think that's a wiser approach.
All right, we'll see. 10 seconds left. It looks like EVOs are really thinking about this. They understand the pressure that they're under right now. They need to get as many wins as possible, and their pick of the bans is going to be that Roger. So now Alter Ego, will they be picking up an assassin for Nile in the first phase, or do they want to, even out the playing field, have a little bit of a feel of the playing field first before they go ahead and take such a risky pick?
Yeah, I think they're not in any rush, right? Again, they are the ones happy to see the Fanny and the Ling up for grabs here. They can just wait for EVOs to show what they have, either the Ling or the Fanny, and then Alter Ego will just pick it up later on. I think picking up something like an Edith or even a Ruby here would give them a lot of value, knowing that it's a super flex, and it will punish a lot of the low-range heroes that we already see from EVO's Glory. So they go for the Edith here, EVOs should go for... even here, honestly, they might not go for the Ling or Fanny. They might just leave it open. They have last pick in the first phase. They have ways to go up against Alter Ego. Maybe picking up a Valen here will be pretty wise.
Valentina, Moskov is also a big option if they want to go Ruby, like you mentioned. That's also something that they can definitely work with. Yesterday, they were able to pick up the Cho in the early phase, so that is something that they like to experiment with. But it looks like the Valentina is going to be picked up alongside with that Moskov.
Yeah, I think they want to secure a hero that is okay in that gold lane, right? Remember, the Spear of the Misery can lock an assassin down, and I believe EVO's Glory, they want to go for that approach. And still asking the question, Alter Ego, do you want the Fanny or do you want the Ling?
Yeah, good question here. The Fanny definitely will kind of struggle against the Moskov. The Ling will struggle against the Valentina. That's why the Valentina Moskov is a great start here. So Alter Ego, choose your poison. They go for the Ling. I would say, yeah, the safer choice. Elm. And a comfort for Roundel. The Luo Yi for Mr. Round.
Wow. Let's see for EVOs. They're going to lock in that Fanny. Oh, yes, we love to see it. Another assassin showdown on 2 top junglers, right? Nile as well as Annabelle. We saw Annabelle's performance on the Fanny yesterday. It wasn't as...
deadly? Lethal?
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it, wouldn't it? So coming into the second phase, what bans should we be expecting?
I think for Alter Ego, they need to get rid of the Terizla here. Something that EVO's Glory definitely need right now is a bit of tankiness, a little bit of initiation, and Terizla gets you both.
That I'm still
It's going to be a Brody ban. That's a nice one right there. I was about to say that against a Moskov and the Fanny, the Brody will get a lot of value. And EVOs were the ones to actually utilize this against Bigatron Alpha. That's why they were able to get game 1 over Bigatron Alpha, forcing that Fanny pick from Ken and then going for the Brody. But it is going to be the Grok also banned out right now. From Alter Ego, again, EVOs need someone who's tanky and who can initiate. Grok Terizla, probably, but then they can obviously just go for the Arlet. Ruby as well.
Yeah, Ruby too, don't forget. Arlet, Ruby, definitely still on the table. And the one thing that we've noticed about EVOs is the fact that they really love taking control of these early objectives that they utilize to snowball. So maybe with the Grok being banned out away from EVOs, they are trying to prevent them having that mid-trio prio, especially as we know, Grok has really good wave clear. Alongside with the Valentina, Ruby does get banned here. And again, if Alter Ego want to take control of that, they do need someone to be able to supplement the wave clear that Luo Yi lacks.
Yeah, I think the Edith already is a pretty good pick there to actually put in the mid lane, but yeah, having someone like a Ruby would be pretty good. For EVOS, they ban out the Brody and the Ruby. For Alter Ego, this really should be the Terizla, unless they want to respect that Yu Zong that Psycons is known for. We've seen it already banned once just yesterday. Dewa respected it. It is the Terizla in the end. Arlet and Yuzong are the two choices that we can see for Psychots. Or maybe they want to go for Cho, you know? Getting a Dreams pick here would be pretty good too. They've already picked up the Valentina, so it does enable them to go for something like a Tigreal.
I don't know about the Tigreal, but I might smell a Kufra pick actually here from either side. Sure, it's somehow a hit or miss, right, with the charge. But of course, with the bouncing ball, it will and might. Wow. No, it's going to be the Lolita.
The Lolita for Dream is very interesting. Not really sure what they're trying to go for here. Are they expecting a potential pick for the gold laner that they want to counter with the Lolita?
Yeah, I guess they're expecting an Atan to come through at this point. It is a good pick, by the way, against the Moskov. It is a winning matchup against the Moskov. Could be very troublesome for EVOS in the later stage of the game. So I kind of understand now the Lolita with the Guardian's Bulwark. But Alter Ego, because the Lolita was already revealed, can just utilize that flex. Honestly, they can still go for carry. That'll be pretty safe in the gold lane. And now it just depends on where they want. There you go. They actually are hovering over to Clint. That will be a great pick against the Moskov, and that's the Kufra coming up against the Fanny. They've got everything rounded off.
Nice prediction. Kufra gets picked up here. Clint and Moskov. Who wins that lane?
Clint, 100%.
Early game, yeah.
So it's a good lane in for Alter Ego. How do EVOS want to close this out, though?
Oh, man. They got to get some more... I don't know. They need the tanky members, though. I don't think Lolita gets the job done as a sole frontliner. Without the Terizla, do they want to go for something like a Thamas here at this point? Just try to force these fights and get the Fanny a good position, utilizing that lane pressure.
Choose my own path.
They decide to go for the classic Arlet. Still, the big question is that tankiness. They don't really have a lot of that.
It's going to be very, very tough here for the side of Alter Ego, but they have compensation, right? They have a Moskov that clears very, very fast, especially in that late game. So let's see here. With that compensation, does that help them to supplement the first game?
That's going to be the question here. I mean, technically, EVOS, sure, they are a little squishy, but they do have a possibility of being able to control in that early game, right? There is still potential there. If we take a look at the lineup index, it is favoring the White Tigers, you know, just a bit. It's not too far. I'm kidding. It's really far. We'll see how this pans out. Both teams on their way to redemption. They are looking for that redemption. They are on the quest for that redemption. Both teams is finding themselves struggling here at MPL ID Season 14. But who will break that curse first? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 1 in this best-of-3 series between the White Tigers and the Three-Face Masks. Let's get into the Land of Dawn.
This is the entree, ladies and gentlemen, of the 3 matches today.
3-course meal.
3-course meal, and let's see here who will have that first game.
A classic battle of Ling versus Fanny. We only saw this once this season. It was Super Ken versus Kyrie in the jungle. It was Ling Super Ken versus Kyrie on that Fanny. Owen, Quantum Charge. Highs as well with the Quantum Charge. Love to see the talents here, but you know, I actually disagree with the lineup rating. I think Alter Ego should have the draft, a W in the draft. They have so many ways to counter what EVOS already have, and ooh, firmness and weapon mastery. Not trying to go for the bully lane against Brands. He's actually going to go for a little bit of a mid-game / late-game build on the Clint.
Let's see who... Oh, wait a second. Owen.
Just both teams here just trading punches early, trying to see who has more cojones, but first minute here, no first blood.
Absolutely. Hana's come in handy when you have an aggressive composition like this, Gani. And especially with the Lo Yi, the diversion's got to be great to get these initiators into the flanks. Nino in this matchup, they should be a little bit of a 50-50 matchup, but because they have so much pressure going on in the mid lane, Alter Ego should be able to actually utilize this to rotate around the map and to set up better for the first neutral objective.
Debut pick for Deficit here on the Valentina, and the debut pick for Arlet for Psychot. Let's see how both of these players will be able to perform in this game. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on their shoulders, you know, coming in very late into the season. A lot of eyes on them, a lot of EVOS fans hoping that they are the keys, they are the solution to an already struggling White Tiger. But again, here, Owen just charging, opening up vision. And I feel like this first objective will give us a little bit of a telltale as to how the entire game goes. So who has the better setup right now?
Alter Ego.
No spells triggered here. Let's see here, Alter Ego already establishing their position. That's a good airborne for Cyclops. Looking for a kill here, but technically, it is actually Nino who will go down. Now Round on the backside will survive barely, but that will be Cyclops going down. Both XP laners taken down.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade. Oh, one!
That's a good initiation, and Dreams looking to back away.
That was a big outplay by Owen. He was, oh man, Dreams, he was on a sliver of health. Owen, unfortunately, there was still able to get out, and it looks like a complete reset for both of these teams. And this time around, everyone is already at level 4. Nile, however, is a level ahead of Annabelle. Oh, okay, they're at the same level now. But we'll see who is going to be able to take the cake.
Cyclops, no flicker. Final slash on towards two. Dreams, stunning one. Nino survives, and the turtle actually caught by Roundel. Now it's going to be Annabelle looking for the backside, but in the backside, the other side, Nile free hitting. Cyclops 1 HP, and that's a double for Nile.
Looks free for Alter Ego. It should have been a bit more free there in the first turtle, but EVOS were able to really get the job done with Psychots buying so much time. Now we can see that Alter Ego with that lane prio in the mid lane and up top, they were able to get it done. And now it's a 1,700 gold lead. It's going to be really tough for EVOS Glory once they lose. I think if they're down 3K, then it'll be very, very scary, because that will be a good position for Alter Ego to actually start invading to take that purple buff away from Annabelle.
They're not just down 3K. They're also down in the talent predictions. That was a 4v2. Gani, you're the only one who voted for EVOS this time around, but the one thing that I've noticed is Annabelle is struggling severely against Owen. This Kufra pick has been very important to the success that Alter Ego have been able to hold on to for the first 4 minutes of the game.
It's the double, the Owen bouncing ball. You know, Fanny doesn't like that bouncing ball.
No.
And also, Edith. Edith, amazing stopper. That's why the Edith first pick is so much value here. You get that flex and, oh, diversion, Annabelle.
They sniff Annabelle out. Owen charges, but Annabelle too quick with it. But that will be the orange. Oh, swiper, no swiping. But Nile is a little bit too tricky with it.
Annabelle?
So all right, but now with no cables left, you will have to recall.
It's going to be tough. Like I said, 3,000. We're actually getting very close to that 3,000 gold lead mark. If they continue like this, by the way, this is really intelligent by High, is that firmness and weapon mastery to play it safe, because there's a Fanny on the other side. He knows that all he needs to do is scale, because if he scales together with the Brands, he will get to his mid-game power spike much faster than Brands, who needs to wait for the 3-item power spike. And now Alter Ego have control. Earlier of the first turtle with top side, they also have the control in the winning lane bottom. So this should be another free neutral objective. No contest. This can actually lead up to a purple buff steal for Alter Ego.
Yeah, I think Nile here will clear the turtle without retribution. So Owen charges, opening things up. He finds the flicker, but doesn't really find anyone. Cyclops being the recipient. Now it's going to be EVOS Glory, still having that purple, and Owen heavily punished. No compensation. Sure, they got the turtle, but they got the kill.
They had to actually trade that in. Luckily, Highs is going to be able to munch on that HP on the turret. Should be able to bring it for themselves as well. So another objective being secured in for Alter Ego in the first few minutes of the game. Nino doing really good at zoning. I'm not really sure they know where they are, but wait a second, it's a 1v1.
Oh, Annabelle does not want business this early. He just wants a structure, and technically it's a structure to raid.
Man, I am interested to see the item builds. That a Starlium Scythe for the Valentina? I rarely see the Starlium Scythe on Valentina, man. I don't know if this is a new tech.
Oh, that's a good charge by Owen, and Dreams getting 5-man set, but no follow-up. Now it's going to be Alter Ego with the reset, and they have established a 3,000 gold lead.
Let's circle back to that. Starlium Scythe for Valentina. Technically, when she goes in for her dashes, is that considered a basic attack?
Yeah, you do get the basic attack, right? Like even after using your skills, you use the basic attack, but I wonder if this is like a new tech for losing side, right? Because when you're losing, maybe you want that additional damage. We're gonna have to see more. We haven't seen it really work out for Mr. Deposit. Or maybe it's because he wants to capitalize on the Primal Wrath. He wants to steal the Primal Wrath, you get the basic attack after that. Maybe. He has been stealing the Primal Wrath most of the time, so I'm just guessing at this point. Alter Ego, this should be the purple buff contest. Like I said, 3,000 gold lead, they should be able to get this.
See, the Retribution level is still up and available though, and it will still fall to the hands of Annabelle. Now it's a flicker. Roundel flickers away, but the damage actually, Roundel gets taken down. Now good Numenon Blast catching two, and Nino will be next on the chopping block. EVOS Glory, they have found their rhythm now. Tempest Blade trying to survive, but no damage, and he has to back away. That's EVOS Glory responding.
He was looking for a Sutsujin play, but I think he was too overwhelmed with the damage output coming in from EVOS Glory. Unfortunately, Nile himself could not win them that team fight. That was a 2-0 trade in favor of EVOS.
Yeah, okay, so we saw it. The Primal Wrath. He's been taking the Primal Wrath, utilizing it really well. So the Starlight side is for the specific game only. It's not like a always build on the Valentina. It's just really good if you have an Edith on the other side of the map. But Alter Ego definitely overstayed their welcome there, man. Owen.
Good reaction. And that is going to be Alter Ego still just toning it down. They know the Lord is up here. And they know that EVOS Glory they can respond to.
We can also see the glimpses of, mistakes here from Alter Ego, going for that purple buff. It was a good move at the start, but then they overcommitted definitely. The purple buff was just to bait out, either steal or bait out the Retribution. Annabelle used the retreat, that should have been a free turtle, but they rotated a bit too late. Nile was also nowhere near that purple buff, so it just looks very, very odd. But for Alter Ego, I get the idea. It's good. They just need to fix that execution, and it's still 3,000 goldies, so technically not the end of the world. They gotta be careful though, because Depezet is very, very scary. Every time he steals that Primal Wrath, he's doing a lot of damage.
But right now, Nile is 3 levels ahead of Annabelle, so that's definitely an advantage that they can work with.
Oh, Owen catching two, but the Purify comes in, but Owen and Cyclops will not survive. Nino on the backside will fall, but the Lord falls in hands of Nile. Dreams next on the chopping block. Brands trying to survive, and Nile, will he want more? Will he get more diversion play? Spots Annabelle, but it seems like Alter Ego, they will have to be satisfied with taking two.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trade, but they also get the Lord. So that's essentially Alter Ego getting a 3-for-1 trade. Again, Nile is busy. He is doing work. There's a lot on his shoulders right now. And the fact that he was able to get that advantage in the EXP lane was also very vulnerable. But talk us through what else happened.
It was just Alter Ego utilizing a composition that is clearly better when it comes to controlling neutral objectives, and in the mid game, this is their power spike. Man, usually you actually see the Clint go for Heptacy's first item. Heis, this is really good for him. He went for the Endless Battle and the BOD, knowing that he doesn't really want to play super aggressive in lane. So the Heptacy's is not important. He wants to go for the build that enhances the weapon mastery that he already has. And now, in the mid game, he's much more of an oppressive force than you would expect with a Heptacy's. He's going to the Melphic Roar too, so capitalizing on EVOS Glory's lack of frontliners. The only 2 frontliners who have a Dreadnought armor are going to be melted once that Melphic Roar gets built up.
I mean, he is the GOAT, right?
Gani's GOAT.
He is Gani's GOAT. And it looks like Gani's GOAT is going in.
See here, Tempest Blade early. Structure still stands but will fall. Cyclops flickers out. Good stun! But the damage isn't there for EVOS Glory. And Annabelle, they will clear the Lord down, but they will lose a structure in doing so.
This is a 6,400 gold lead that 3-Face Masks have actually built for themselves. And they also take that inhibitor turret in the bottom lane, which will favor them later on, as both of these teams are going to start corralling over the Lord.
Exactly, and it's going to be very tough. Despite EVOS having these heroes that can actually play in the side lane, Brands and Annabelle, they won't have the proper resources to really play in the side lane. Nile will 100% get rid of Brands in every single skirmish, and Annabelle without a purple buff, it's not really a Fanny, isn't it? It's more of a... I'm thinking of a hero here, but I can't really think of anything. Fanny without purple buff, especially 3 levels down.
Like Aaron early season?
Useless, just screaming? That's pretty harsh, Turner, I don't know, man. I don't think we go that far. I don't think we say that Aaron season 1. That's pretty low. I think more like
Season 3.
That's you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it there. Season 3. There's still some usage here, and he can get the purple buff. He can still go for that form. This would have been very meta if he used the Mikasa skin, but Annabelle has his own mind, man.
But what about now? What about now? If we're talking about power spikes, are EVOS there yet? Is Brands there yet,
Nope.
maybe?
I don't think so. Again, when it comes to these power spikes, Brands should have hit it much earlier. The fact that he hit his 3-item power spike at like the 11:50 minute mark means that he is severely behind. He needs to win the nature now before he can really do anything. He's already building towards that win the nature. Heis will be able to just demolish him. If it's not Heis, it's Roundel. Psychox.
Oh, one bouncing ball, EVOS Glory. They want to contest, that's a good cancellation. Dreams Northern Blast, but Owen, a lot of damage in the backside. Niall giving damage towards Bronze and finding 1 and 2. Will he find the hat trick? He will find the cripple. Looking for the Maniac, and he will find the Maniac as well. That's Niall putting the nail in the coffin.
That's a wiped out, ladies and gentlemen, for the 3-face mask against the White Tigers. Niall, he didn't even have to do that. He is 3 levels ahead of Annabelle, 2 levels ahead of Annabelle. But with all that, again, Niall doing everything he can for his team.
It's gonna be close. Alter Ego, the waves are up. But the members of EVOS Glory, they're not. And Alter Ego, with this, they will secure game 1.
An amazing start for Alter Ego as they are on their